Aristotelian Physics, Aristotle's Life, Ideas, and Misconceptions, presented to you by Group 9. Who was Aristotle? Aristotle, born in 384 BC, he was an ancient Greek philosopher and polymath. He was Plato's student and tutored Alexander the Great. His book, Physics, was written to explain the behavior of a moving body. His ideas were very popular until the 16th and 17th centuries, which is also the scientific revolution. He died in 322 BC, around the age of 62.
Aristotle and his four ideas. Aristotle believed that matter was composed of five elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. He believed all these elements had unique properties, such as fire being hot and dry, or water being wet and cold. Ether was a new element that was proposed by Aristotle, which he believed the celestial bodies were made from this element. Ether was considered divine and connected to the heavens. His second idea was that everything had motion, those being natural and violent. Natural motion is when an object moves towards its natural place, such as a rock resting on a cliff. Violent motion is when an object is forcibly moved away from its natural place. An example would be you throwing a ball towards a wall. His third idea was that heavy objects fall faster than light objects. In this idea of motion, the hammer will reach the ground first before the feather. Basically, Aristotle believed that because the hammer was heavier than the feather, it would fall faster to the ground. His fourth idea was velocity is inversely proportional to density. Basically, the less dense an object is, the faster it falls. The more dense, the slower it falls. In this idea, Aristotle argued that the less dense object would fall slower, and the more dense object will fall faster, because it is inversely proportional. So, example would be a tennis ball and a baseball, in which the tennis ball will fall faster than the baseball.
Why he was wrong. Debunking the five elements. One of Aristotle's ideas was that matter was made up of five elements: fire, air, water, earth, and ether. But we know that today matter is made up of atoms, more specifically the 118 elements on the periodic table of elements. Ether was disproven by the Michelson-Morley experiment. The idea that Aristotle proposed was light needed a medium to propagate throughout the world. But Michelson and Morley proved that light does not need a medium. In fact, light is made up of photons. The truth about motion. Aristotle had two equations. Velocity was proportional to the weight, and velocity was inversely proportional to the density. They were both derived from velocity is proportional to weight over density. These are the equations behind Aristotle's theories on motion. Debunking idea number 3. Aristotle's theory stated that the greater the mass/density of an object, the faster the object falls. This failed to account for friction/air resistance. In a vacuum, no matter the mass or density of an object, they will accelerate at the same rate of 9.81 meters per second squared on Earth. In other words, they will fall at the same rate. In the picture you can see in air, a feather and a ball do not fall at the same speed due to air resistance. However, in a vacuum, they will fall at the same speed due to there being no air resistance. Debunking idea number 4. The equation velocity is inversely proportional to density cannot be correct. If p or density were equal to 0, velocity would equal 1 over 0 or infinity in physics. But the fastest any object can travel is 2.99 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, or the speed of light. A theoretical perfect vacuum would mean an object would exceed the speed of light, which is impossible. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and smash the subscribe